All right, we're live. What's up, Bomb Squad? We are back with episode 34. It is Wednesday, July 25th. We got ourselves a little Thursday show on a Wednesday. Tones, how you doing?
Doing good, Tom. Got a day off today.
A little off day.
Sleep in, relax.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good.
How you doing, Tom?
Good. Pretty good. Just got to see you this past weekend. Went to a little Yankee game, watched him beat up on the Mets. Almost blew it, but, all in all, it was a beatdown,
Yeah, for sure. It was a good time. Good weekend. We were in Hoboken for a little bit.
Yeah, a couple drinks. It was pretty much like my ideal perfect day. Like I've talked about on the show many times, just like going to a ball game, having a couple of beers. Didn't get a dog though, because everything was monumentally expensive. And we'll get to that a little bit later too. But it was fantastic.
Yeah.
Did you get anything to eat, by the way?
Not at the stadium, no. I was gonna ask you, how does the sunburn? How was that treating you?
Turn into a tan. I look great.
Yeah. Okay, that's good.
I was able to secure it. Like we got sunscreen just in time.
Yeah. There was one spot that I missed. It was right. I don't know if you can still
the V.
Yeah, I had a V right on my chest, like right where my jersey ended, and I just didn't put anything on that, and that's where the sun just happened to be shining right on. So that was a little uncomfortable, but nothing too bad.
Yeah, we sat there like right when we got to our seats, like we were in the outfield and the sun was beating down, and we were like, we need to get sunscreen like as soon as possible. We probably waited like an hour before we got it.
Yeah,
and like the damage was almost done.
But, it was like right at the point of no return when we got it. But yeah.
My farmer's tan is insane. But like I always bring up too, like once the shirt comes off, it doesn't matter. Like if my shirt is off, that means I'm having sex. And like, what are you gonna do? Just be like, oh, gross farmer tan? Like, no, nobody does that. It's fine. It's what you can see is what's bronzed. It's nice. Yeah. it's great. But anyway, so we have our Thursday show. It's a classic or world famous segments, of course, and then a classic 4-pack / Talking Flicks hybrid. He had to watch The Road Warrior. I had to watch Snatch. But before we get into our world famous segments, we have some housekeeping. So our interview with Light Switch Lou, it was supposed to be tomorrow, but we ordered Any Day Rosé to do a taste test, a little review on there, and I was DMing him today, and I was like, it's not delivering until Friday, so that's not going to happen. He was just like, fuck. We have to reschedule. Like, let's push it next week. I was like, oh shit, I shouldn't have told him. Yeah, that we didn't get the rosé, but fuck it. All right, so we got to do Sunday night. So we're gonna have a little Sunday night TNT, which is a first, I think. Definitely a first.
We had Sunday afternoons, I think.
Oh, for sure. I would never commit to a Sunday night unless it was like a big deal like this.
Right.
This is like Under the Lights, Chris Collinsworth, Al Michaels, Sunday night podcast.
So do we have an official time? Did you guys decide on something?
7 p.m.
Okay. All right. That's cool.
Yep.
All right, that works.
So that should be fun. He sounds really into it. I've never had rosé before, so like I think we brought up, so that'll be fun.
And from what I did a little research on it, seems a little different. It's like a rosé mixed with like a cider.
Okay, well that will be rosé for us.
Yeah.
So when we if we ever stumble across normal rosé, we're going to be like, ugh,
what is this shit?
This isn't rosé.
Why isn't this carbonated?
Exactly. But anyway, so that's Sunday night podcast coming up with Light Switch Lou. So with that, Taylor Hicks, why don't you take us into segments, huh? All right. Thank you, T Hicks. So for our first segment, we have a deal or no deal spelling bee challenge. So Tones has 4 over the lines and I have 2. It's Tones' turn. So let me pull up the word of the day here. And Tones will have to spell this word correctly. And if he gets it wrong, you tack on over the line. You spell it right, you take one off. All right, so begin the deal or no deal music. Tones, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. Your word is ullage.
Ullage?
Ullage.
Can I get a definition?
The amount by which the contents fall short of filling a container as a cask or bottle.
Ullage. What's the origin?
The origin is Old French.
Ullage.
Circa 1400, 1450. This word was like a big deal.
Okay. That makes a difference. Fuck. Like, I'm pretty sure I know how most of it's spelled. I just don't know how it starts. Is it an A, an O, an E?
Ooh.
An I?
Any vowel. Pick a vowel.
All right. I'm gonna give it a shot. O.
No.
Fuck. I knew it.
Ullage. Ullage. Ullage.
AGE. See, I wouldn't have got that either. Fuck.
Yeah, that was a tough one. But yeah, you got it wrong. So that makes you 5 over the lines, which means you're 2 away from another over the line TNT punishment challenge. And it's not necessarily going to be electric shock trivia. Once one of us gets to it, looking like it's going to be you, we do have a wheel of punishment challenges that we're going to introduce whenever the time comes. And they're fucking bad. A lot of them, like worse than shock therapy. But we will get to that bridge when we cross it. Is that the saying? Or when we get to it?
Yeah, we'll cross the bridge when we get there or something.
We cross the bridge when we get to it. That's what it is. Thank you, Tons.
Yeah.
Okay. So that brings us to our second segment, which is a Do You Remember? So Tones has a Do You Remember? I'm excited to hear this.
I do. So this one, do you remember the Blockley, the bar in Philly?
Yes.
Yeah. So there's a bar in Philly. I actually got almost arrested here for getting caught underage. They did a raid, but that's not the story this time around. There's one time we were there, and this was the spot on Thursday nights. I want to say sophomore year. Everybody went, and it was like they just let everybody in underage, and it was a shit show. It was a mess. One night, one Thursday, there was a girl. Don't know who it was. Even if I did, I probably wouldn't say her name. But somebody showed up wearing a dress.
Let's call her Susan.
Susan showed up in a dress with no underwear on, and she shit in the middle of the dance floor. She
Whoa!
got so drunk.
Party foul!
In the middle of the dance floor. They had to like, evacuate the building. The night was ruined.
She shat on the floor?
Yeah, it was just a turd laying on the floor. Like
it was a single turd.
It was it was pretty hefty. I didn't like get a good look at it because it was just mayhem once people started finding a turd. It was kind of like in Caddyshack when they dropped the candy bar in the pool. It was kind of like that where everyone started kind of freaking out.
Oh, man.
There was a turd. There was a poop dropped in the middle of the dance floor.
Were you on the dance floor?
No. Do I look like a dancer?
No.
Okay. So I wasn't on the dance floor. I was like off to the side, probably standing in a circle, drinking beers. I just looked over and everyone was like evacuating, and it's like, oh, there's a poop. There's a poop on the dance floor.
Damn. I wonder what happened. Like she must have just been like dancing way too hard, and then like must have just slipped out.
Yeah, right? I mean, she must have just been like shit faced, I guess.
Yeah,
shit pants. I don't know the right term.
Yeah.
And just got excited or didn't even realize. Like, I guess there's a point of drunkenness where your butthole just kind of opens up.
Oh my God! Imagine waking up to like one of those blackout situations where you wake up and they're just like, "Do you remember anything from last night?" No. Well, let me tell you, Susan. We were dancing at the Blockley and you shat on the dance floor. The entire school saw it.
Yeah, it was not good.
What year was that? That had to have been early if you weren't legal.
I think that was sophomore year.
Did she transfer? You don't know.
I don't know who it was. I don't know if anyone ever found out if it was just like a hit and run kind of deal, or if like people watched her do it. Or
I'm sure plenty of people saw who it was and witnessed her shit on the floor, and like that was her reputation. Even if like nobody, there's enough people to remember where she probably transferred schools. Well, you can't just stick around.
But see, like the thing, like I don't think she like just sat down and squatted. I think she was just like wearing a dress again, like I said, with no underwear, and
it just kind of fell out. Does not matter.
Like if you're on a dark, crowded dance floor and everyone's kind of standing like so close that you're not really looking down, and all of a sudden someone notices a turd on the floor, like you may not have seen who dropped it.
That's true.
That's what I was, because I
wish you were on that dance floor. You could have seen like all of a sudden dancing, you just saw like a turd roll out under, from her skirt. Dirty. Oh man, that's a nightmare. I mean, puking on a dance floor. What do you think's worse? I think that's actually, I was going to say puking is like not as bad as that, but now I'm thinking about it because once the floodgates open with throwing up at a club,
yeah,
it's like it's terrible, and you're just it's gross.
So you mean like just standing like in a crowd on the dance floor, you just start throwing up on people?
Yes.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, it's gonna be crowded. Yeah, so you're
yeah.
gonna be puking on people, and then you're gonna be running towards the bathroom or the exit, and you're gonna be hitting people with stray bullets of puke.
Right. Yeah, that's tough because I mean, obviously shit's gross.
But the thing that the trick here, the whatever you want to call it, is the flip with the shit is that you have like a 75% chance of visibility that it's you by a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, also the thing with the shit, I mean, like I said, shit is gross, but I feel like it gets a bad rap because it's probably just as gross as many other bodily fluids,
Yeah.
like puke. I mean, I don't know, shit is pretty gross. But yeah, I gotta go. I think you'd be better off shitting on the floor than throwing up on people. Because
I think if I shat on the dance floor, I could totally own it. I think I can get like through and just be like, you're the guy who shat on the dance floor, and I was like, yup, that was me.
That was a good night.
Whereas if you puke, you just look like a pussy who can't hold his booze.
Yeah, yeah. At least if the shit, you could pull it off as like a prank.
Yeah,
like, yeah. So someone bet
it
me
wasn't a real turd,
or someone bet me I wouldn't shit on the dance floor, so I did it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I guess throwing up is still the king of embarrassing things you could do at a packed bar.
Yeah, I've actually done that at Blockley too.
Mm.
I was wearing a white T-shirt for some reason.
I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember, and you had to take it off, and you were wearing like a wife beater under it, and that even was drenched too.
Yeah, well, that wasn't too bad, but it was just the fact that I was wearing a wife beater.
You were walking around like an old guinea on a stoop.
That's exactly what it was like. It was just I didn't have the money for a cab home because I was broke as fuck, and I was just like stuck here in a wife beater. I was like, "Can we go? Can we please go?" I was like, "No." It's like
I was just like, "I'm having a great time."
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good one, man. That's intense. Shout out Susan. Hope she's recovering.
Hope she's
laughing about it now. All right, so that brings us to our third segment, which was "It Was All a Dream." Okay, so once again, you may have heard Freddy Krueger say that was a nightmare because it was, and this one happened like a week ago because it's been a while. There we go. It's been a while since we recorded. We've had a lot of shit to do, but I have it pretty much. I still remember it. Like that's how you know it's like an intense nightmare is when you can remember it like the way, like the morning after, and then a week later, you still remember it the same way when you woke up. I'm not even gonna bring up what I wrote down. I remember it. So basically, I was on a driving range at a golf course, and some guy I was with was just like, "Yo, you see that out there?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "If you look like really closely, you could see like the ghosts that like haunt this place, basically." So like if you look close enough, you could see like these kind of dim green figures that just kind of float and move really slowly and then disappear and then come back on when they're 10 feet further from wherever they're walking, And there's a bunch of them.
So it's like 100 of them. It's kind of like the what's the ride at Disney, the Haunted Mansion?
Yeah, it's like the Haunted Mansion at Disney. Exactly.
Okay. All right.
Except it's on a driving range.
Okay.
Right. So I'm just like, whoa. And like everybody's oblivious and stuff, but like they can easily just like attack you, but nobody knows that they're there. And like they can't see him because nobody gave them the heads up to like actually sit there and look for him. So now I'm just like, fuck, we have like a ghost invasion on our hands. Like they're just everywhere and they can like get you. So then fast forward through like whatever, I don't remember the middle part of the dream, but then we're at my parents' house and we're having like a kind of like a little party. There's like six of us. And I'm like still looking out for these ghosts and stuff. Like they're having a good time. And then my buddy is walking towards the front door of the house, and there's two closets on the left and the right of the front door, and one of them just opens and closes with like nobody's in there. Okay. So all of a sudden, my buddy who's walking to the front door just like kind of stops where he's walking, and then he just starts laughing like a fucking sick lunatic. Like terrifying, like just laughing hysterically. And we were like, what the fuck are you laughing at?
Yeah.
And then he just went full rogue demon ghost, attacked and sprinting at us. And we just like eventually, like we had to push him down, hold him down. And then like we had to cut his head off. And when we cut his head off, his head was still going all over the place, being all demony. And we were like, oh my God. And woke up.
That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Wait. Question. So the guy turned into the demon. Was he like? You said it was your buddy. Was your buddy in real life?
No, it was just some random guy. Yeah.
Okay.
Happened to be at my house. Don't remember what he looked like. It was just some kid, And just like he was closest, like the door opens and closes, and like as he's walking to the front door, just goes right into him, possesses him, shit goes down.
Yeah.
I wake up so many times just like, man, whoa. What the fuck?
Yeah. That's
Google this shit. You're like, what is this? If
Okay.
like people always like, I had a dream where my teeth fall out. What does that
Yeah.
mean? God, it means you're stressed or something like that.
Yeah.
Like when I type my shit in, they're just like, I have no idea.
Go see
what?
It always involves demons somehow, or like,
Yeah, I mean, I think it all originates back to the sound box. I haven't opened it up in a long time, but ever since I opened up the sound box, the McDonald's dream happened. A few of the other ones happened.
Yeah, I need some more unicorns, man. You got to discover some unicorns. I mean,
yeah,
you got to get back to that instead of having all these nightmares. I feel bad for you.
Well, they're not like terrifying. They're not like the one where I was like, I had sleep paralysis and my house was getting robbed by demons. That was something that that was intense. That was very intense. But anyway, have you ever had sleep paralysis before?
No, thank God.
Oh.
Yeah, I've heard of it before. Before you told that story, and it's just like sounds like the most terrifying thing.
You're like, it's just you're awake in your bed and you're like looking up at the ceiling and you can look at the window and the door, but you can't move and like you just have audible hallucinations basically. And that's when I heard the dude sprint up the fucking stairs, and I was just like, oh god, I'm like, I'm fucking dead. I can't do anything. Even if I wasn't paralyzed, what was I gonna do?
Yeah, you're not gonna.
Situation. I'm fucking toast.
Take out a demon. Take out a demon in hand-to-hand combat. I don't think so.
Yeah, no. I don't have a crucifix up there either. I have, instead of crucifixes, I have Metallica vinyls hanging up instead. So maybe that would help. They probably like Metallica though. So
yeah, it's like, oh,
maybe
you like Metallica too? All right, we're cool.
All right, I'll get out of here. I'll go to the neighbor's place. You just hear. All right. So that brings us to our fourth segment, which is a Tones Bones. You got a bone to pick?
Yeah. So I got a bone to pick with people with road rage. So this happened a couple of weeks ago, and it's kind of fitting with the movie I just watched, Road Warrior. That's because this was person kind of reminded me of. But so I'm getting on the highway, and I'm merging right in the lane I'm in. I'm not one of these people that rides it all the way to the end and tries to like force my way in.
Those people suck.
As soon as I see an opening, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to get over, make it easy. So I get over and I'm sitting there and I get towards like where it finally like closes off. And this guy is trying to force his way in, but the guy in front of me won't let him in.
Yeah.
Now, so
I hate when the people won't let the merging people in.
I know. It's ridiculous. So they're going, and eventually, and keep in mind, at this point, I see the guy trying to get over. So I backed it up like 3 car lengths. Like this guy could easily just wait a second and go in.
Yeah.
He has to get in up here.
Yeah.
So the other guy, they're going back and forth, and then finally the guy who's trying to force his way in just swoops into the left lane and forces the other guy to go from the lane that he's in into the middle lane over. So he like forces him over, and then this guy speeds up, gets in front of him, and tries to fucking cut in again. And now the other guy's riding on the shoulder, and they're going back and forth.
So who's in the shoulder? The guy who merged in originally?
The original guy, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's forced back out into the shoulder, and the guy who was in the lane originally
is holding him hostage in the side. Okay.
Right. And coming up, there's an exit, right? And, so there's the exit, and there's like.
So that guy's going to be like, get off my highway.
There's the barricade in the middle, and he literally rides this guy like he's going straight at the barricade himself. So the other guy can't squeeze in at the last second, just swerves back out onto the highway. And this guy is forced off the exit. And
Did they ever make contact? Or
no, they never made contact, but it was like they were close, and like they were like you could tell they were ready for contact at any minute. And I was just sitting there watching this shit, and I'm just like, this is all right in front of me, like the car right in front of me. This is going on.
Yeah.
So it was just like, I mean, it's like, first of all, like you have to get this spot so bad. You're being selfish. What if that first guy, the first time he swooped over, hit another car and caused like just because you got to get into that one fucking spot, now you got to put all of us at risk.
Yeah.
And for what? So you can get to wherever you're going 5 seconds earlier, if that.
Yeah. People are
just like,
fucking ridiculous
it's the
behind
worst.
wheels of cars. Yeah, they just don't. They don't understand what's going on, and they get pissed out there. It's just like, would you calm down? Once you're in the lane, you're gonna get over it in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
I've had plenty of shit happen to me where I could have had road rage, where I'm just like, it's all right.
Yeah,
Fine.
just let it go. Every day there's something. I'm just like, just go
There's been a
ahead.
couple times where I'm just like cruising in the left lane. All of a sudden, there's this guy who's like directly right next to me, and he's like blinkering right over, and I'm just like, ah! I have to like go over, lay on the horn, and they fucking go back to where they were. A lot of people would just like fucking go nuts, and I'm just like, would you watch where you're going? You know?
Yeah.
But
No,
yeah,
for sure.
it's road rage does, and people like going back to the original point I made too is when we have traffic and people are merging in from exits, just let them in. Don't like, I hate when like there's a spot open, you got your blinker on, you're trying to get in, the guy speeds up real quick so you can't get in.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck, dude? I got to get in eventually. You're not going anywhere by doing that. It's just some people just don't get it. They just don't understand how the fucking highway works, and it drives me fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's got to be a little bit of give and a little bit of take. It's got to go both ways.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
If you want to make a homeostasis of a safe highway environment.
That's a good word. That's a great word. All right. So my Tones Bones. I mean, it's pretty obvious. The prices at Yankee Stadium. I mean, for everything. And I knew it was going to be expensive. How much was a beer, Tones?
Beers are about $12.
Yeah. All right. So we had a couple of those, bunch of those. All right. So that racked up a tab. And then getting into the stadium too was a fucking nightmare as well. But that isn't part of the bone. That just happens. So going back to the sunscreen that we were talking about in the beginning of the show. So I said, I got to go get sunscreen. So I go to the nearest gift shop. They got it. I put this little itsy bitsy sunscreen. You saw it. Probably 3 ounces of sunscreen.
Yeah.
And I put it on the table. She's like, that's it? I was like, yeah, it's it. Just, it's hot out there. Want to be safe. Rings it up. $16.50. I said, what the fuck did you just say to me? You telling me this little bottle of sunscreen to protect me from skin cancer is $16.50? Are you nuts? She's like, oh, we got the other one over there that's only $4. And I looked at the $4 one. And it's like, it's not sunscreen. It was like, it might as well have been chapstick.
It's like a ketchup packet.
Yeah, it was like not even. It was like like literally a stick, but it was like the shitty ones. Like I would have totally got the stick if it was worth it. But like I could tell that it was like SPF 4, and like it would be done in the first like inning. So I bought it. The guy behind me, the drunk guy in our section, he heard the price and he's like, "Just burn, dude." At this point, like $16.50.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe it. I was like, how much does that hat cost? A fucking mortgage? Like
I mean, the bottle itself wasn't like bigger than, like, I'm trying to think of like a size comparison. I feel like it was the size of like an old like Motorola flip phone.
Yeah,
like the size of the bottle.
Tiny little
thing. This little bottle, $16.50 is ridiculous.
Wasn't bigger than an iPhone, that's for sure.
No,
not even the same height. It was like it's a little shit. It was a little shit. A sunscreen, $16.50, unfucking believable.
Outrageous.
Outrageous. So next time, bring your own BYOS. Okay, bring your own sunscreen. That's it.
BYOSS.
Yes. Is it? I thought sunscreen is one word.
Maybe. But just to be safe, add an extra S.
BYOSS.
Or that second S can count for stupid.
Okay.
Bring
I
your
like
own
that.
sunscreen, stupid.
Yep. Agreed. All right. So we move to our 5th segment, which is a bringing it back. All right. So I want to bring back recess, but for adults.
Yes.
So like you have lunch at noon, and then like 1:30 to 2:15 is mandatory. Everybody go out and it's recess, but it's the same rules as it was when we had recess as kids. So like there's playground moms with whistles and like there's faculty staff out there. And if you're like if you're running too fast on like the blacktop, they blow the whistles. You got to go sit in timeout for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
If you like do something, if you fuck up 3 times, like it's detention, like all that stuff. Like, you have dodgeball game and you have like all these people want to play, and you can only have room for like 10 on 10. So you got to get picked. If you don't get picked, you're a loser. You're going to grow up a fucking virgin, you want to let it goof. I was that guy.
Of course.
Standing up against the wall, and they're just like, nah, I'm good, Tom.
See, there wasn't really many rules in my recess. Like we actually invented a game. This might be a little problematic. We called it Ghetto Ball. And it was like that that Olympic sport handball where you have to like run with the ball and like throw it in the net, but it was full contact.
Oh,
and like
and how old were you during this?
I think this was like 7th or 8th grade.
Okay.
And it was like on pavement, and there was like, you know, we played up against like a fence, like a chain link fence or whatever.
Mhm.
So you just get like tackled into the fence, but you keep running. And I was really good at it. That's why I remember it so much. I was like,
we in high school we had to play that's we called it speedball, it was handball with like a mini soccer ball.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Of course, I always had to play goalie because like nobody wanted me up there. I had more athletic ability than people gave me credit for. They're just like, Heavey, go get in net. I was like, this sucks. Like the rule is you have to bounce it to get it in. You can't just like laser beam it in, or else it's gonna fucking destroy me. You're not wearing any pads. So one kid's got a breakaway and he's coming right at me, and he goes to throw it as hard as he can to bounce it and go in. And he just like throws a fucking fastball by accident and hits me directly in the nutsack. That's happened multiple times. It got hit in the nuts a couple times. And I got hit in the face once where like my nose exploded. I was bleeding everywhere. But the nuts, I like one time with the nuts was so bad I had to go to the trainer. Like I couldn't get up.
That's bad.
It was 5 feet away, and he threw it as hard as he could right in my fucking nuts. The kid played baseball too.
Yeah, we played with like a kind of like a Nerf soccer ball, like a softer one. So we just like pegged it. We just whipped it in there. Most of the time I would just like muscle my way in and just like physically just put it in myself.
Yeah, well, that's what you get for being the bigger kid in high school. Like I was the opposite. I mean, I had the height, which was worse for when you don't have any weight. I was literally a pencil running around.
Well, that's the thing. This was before high school, and I was one of the bigger kids. I wasn't the biggest, but I was one of the bigger kids in my grammar school, and then I didn't grow from like the 6th grade on. I'm still the same like height. The weight's gone up a little bit, but the same height.
Yeah, I finally filled out after like 24 years. I don't know how I feel about it because it's kind of just fat, but
I've been filled out since I was like 4.
Yeah. But yeah, it is what it is. What do you got? What are you bringing back?
Do you remember? This was like, it was a very brief period of time, but they had the purple and like the green ketchup.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I want to bring that back.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I want to bring that back, but I also want to like, expand it. Like maybe let's get some blue mustard.
We actually like learned about that. It tested terribly. Like that was the thing. But I'm with you. That's like because you put green in it, people are like, "What the fuck is it?" I forget if it's ketchup or mustard.
Yeah, well, you got to have like we should have like some blue mustard. Maybe we could have some like neon green hot sauce. Like that'd be like you have like think about the marketing you could do with a neon green hot sauce, like a radioactive, like Chernobyl sauce or something.
Chernobyl sauce. That's a good one.
There's actually a wing spot near my house. They have a Chernobyl sauce. It's like the hottest one on their menu.
That's pretty offensive.
Yeah, well, there's no.
But it gets the point across.
There's no Chernobylians around here to dispute it, really.
No. Yeah, just like, would you like? What kind of wings do you want? Uranium, please. Oh man, yeah, those were great times. I mean, that was back when like Nickelodeon made slime like huge.
Yeah, slime was a big deal. I don't know why. I don't know where it went. That's another bring it back. Maybe I'll say that for next week. Is slime
sliming people?
Yeah, slime.
Remember the ice pops with slime in the middle?
Oh yeah,
man. Yeah, sliming people is just like that was the best. They still slime people. Like I think they had like the Kids' Choice Awards and like they slime people all over the place, but it's just not the same.
Not the same. They used to slime people all the time, everywhere. Like
that's like we should like get that in our podcast. Like if we ever like get a studio in like a million years, like if instead of like over the lines, like for punishments, like on the spot, you got to get slimed.
I don't hate that.
Yeah,
got to make sure you have waterproof equipment.
Yeah. What was your favorite Nickelodeon like classic, not like cartoon show, like an actual reality game show or like, we'll keep it at game shows.
See, I don't really remember the game shows a whole lot. I used to love All That though.
All That was great.
That's like not
Do you remember Figure It Out when you had to guess the kid's talent and you get like 3 guesses and if you get 3 in a row wrong, you get slimed?
No, I don't remember that one.
Oh, it was great. The talents always ended up being the most obscure things. Like they would get slimed so much. Like I'll never forget. One of them was like a really long puzzle, and like they couldn't get it, and they were getting slimed all over the place. And finally, like when they like unveiled it, they were like, "I can eat cereal out of my brother's chest bowl," and everybody's like, "What the fuck?" And then like they go out and do their talent, and they put cereal milk in his brother's chest bowl, and he eats it. I'm just like, what the fuck is that? That's not a talent. That's just fucking gross.
This is weird.
This is weird.
My brother.
Yeah, fucking kids. All right. Instead, the answer is Legends of the Hidden Temple. It's the greatest.
See,
That
everyone talks about
or
this show. I don't remember ever watching that show.
They're all on YouTube.
Yeah.
And they're still entertaining to this day. It's great.
Yeah.
You got 4 teams. They all stand on the steps of knowledge. And Olmec, the temple guru, asks trivia questions. And if you know it, you stomp your foot down. And if you buzz in first, then you answer it. You get it right, you move down. And then, like, if you get all the way down to the bottom of the steps, then you get to go through the temple. And it is some if you're too fat, like, it's bad. You have to go through some tight windows, and people get stuck and get like raped by temple guards and stuff. They come out of nowhere and they grab you and take you into the darkness. Then your partner has to go instead. If you get taken away by a temple guard,
you're never seen again.
Never seen again. Exactly. All right. So that brings us to our 6th segment, which is a literally. So what do you got for literally?
My literally is I don't know if we did this. If we did this, I have another one, but it's raining cats and dogs. Did we do that?
Oh, I have that.
Oh, do you really?
I have that written down.
All right, I'll do another.
We didn't do it.
Okay.
Could you imagine the horror of that?
All right, we'll just go with that for now. We'll go. Yeah, because like they're falling from pretty high up, so they're just exploding as soon as they hit the ground.
Like, I think everybody unanimously agrees, like, when it comes to movies, like, I can deal with the sickest, most vile, terrible shit. But the moment a dog is brought in, like the movie you just gave me, I'm just like, no. Why is there a dog in this movie? Please, for the love of God. And so I feel like 9 out of 10 times the director understands, like, it is protocol not to kill the dog.
Yeah. And just putting a dog into a movie like that adds so much anxiety.
Exactly. Best way to describe it.
No, don't kill him. No.
Don't kill the fucking dog. Kill everybody. Go kill Mother Teresa. Go kill the Pope, not the dog.
Gandhi, dead.
Everybody. Kill the world. I want this dog to live. But, like, just to see them falling from the sky with cats just splattering, like, it's... I was about to say something over the line, but I'll come up with something different. I'm going to say the World Trade Center jumpers, but...
Oh, no.
I'll take it.
Yeah, all right, over the line.
It's a funny joke when you think about it. It's long enough. But it's like, I mean, like, they're, like, hitting the fucking ground. They're falling from literally the sky. And they're probably just exploding like goddamn water balloons. And you just got to come outside and, like, the weatherman's probably just like, what's the forecast look like?
Carnage.
Not good at all. We got a 60% chance of cats and dogs on Tuesday. Oh my God.
Stay inside, people.
Stay inside. We're gonna cover the streets with trampolines. There's something like big the blob from Heavyweights. I don't know what you call those things, but like big inflatable tubes.
Like jump on and like shoot you off the other side kind of
thing.
That
or they just I mean, like, you gotta somehow combat like just the carnage of the dogs and cats. Then the cleanup. And I think about the cleanup.
Because I mean, think about, like, if there's like a storm, right, and it's raining for an extended period of time, how many carcasses you would have to clean up,
dude? Your house is fucked.
It's just gonna pile up.
It would change the way we do things. I mean, like, infrastructure, everything would have to go straight to metal.
Yeah, or we'd go underground.
Or yeah, I mean,
mole people.
Imagine just seeing like a little golden retriever puppy just like fall and like hit your windshield while you're driving on the highway. I'm crashing. I'm dead.
Yeah, well, I mean, first of all, I think it's probably going straight through your windshield if it's coming from the heavens.
Oh my God,
just in your lap, get like a dog head just staring up at you.
It would be terrible. And people just drop that. You know, it's like it's raining cats and dogs out there. It's just like people they never step back and think about like what that would actually look like.
And could you imagine the noise too? Like the noise of like not even just like the impact, but like on the way down, like the cat's like, or like the dog. Oh my God,
flat.
This is awful.
Off. I'm like, I have that way too vivid in my mind right now to be.
I'm seeing it too. I'm like picturing it
right now. It's terrible. Apologies, Bomb Squad. They're probably seeing it too. Well. You want to just settle on that one and move on to the next segment? I think that was
okay.
You have another one.
I mean, I have another one I could do.
Oh, it's the other one.
So it's I put my foot in my mouth. You know, when you say something that like puts you in a bad situation, like just think about like
the effort.
I couldn't even imagine being able to get my foot in my mouth.
The work to like do that is embarrassing.
I'd have to go to the hospital if my foot was in my mouth.
My leg would snap.
Yeah, I would pop my hip bone would pop out or something. I don't know. It'd be messy.
Yeah.
But also just like feet are gross in general.
Yeah.
I think we've talked about foot fetishes on here before.
Yes, we have.
I don't want, and I see my feet. I'm looking at them right now. I don't want them.
You want that in your mouth?
No.
Well, you got to try. That's what the whole point of the saying is. So you don't want to say anything stupid, or else you're gonna have that foot in your mouth.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I'm still thinking about cats and dogs splattering everywhere. I'm sorry, I can't concentrate.
It's hard to top that one.
It's horrible. That would be the world's greatest tragedy.
It'd be like how people like not to go back to 9/11, how people say like never forget 9/11.
Yeah,
like whatever that day is, like everybody will remember that day
never
forever.
Forget.
It'll be in the textbooks, the history books, hundreds of years from now. There was one time when it just rained cats and dogs. You imagine?
The cleanup took years. The city's never been the same since. All right. So we're moving to our 7th and final segment before we get into our classic 4-pack hybrid with Talking Flicks. We have a Stay Woke. So, okay. Tones, we were talking about this a little bit yesterday. I don't know when we were talking about it. We were talking about it at some point, but I would like to dive more into it. So please preface the Bomb Squad with what we'll be going over today.
Okay. So this is the Mattress Firm conspiracy theory, right?
Yep.
Now this kind of started gaining a little traction on Twitter and started going viral a little bit. Basically, the theory is that the company Mattress Firm is a front for a money laundering operation. Possibly,
and it would have to be the biggest money laundering scheme of all time.
Yeah, no, for sure. Because there's did some research. There's 3,500 stores in the U.S.
Yeah.
So I mean, basically, the theory behind it is, there's so many mattress firms, and most of the time, and I've seen this, and this even the reason why I find this so interesting is because when I was selling makeup, I noticed this like way before this theory was like a thing.
Yeah.
There's mattress firms everywhere, literally sometimes across the street from each other.
Yeah.
And they're always empty.
Like, I mean, I don't know anybody who's recently like gone to like mattress shopping.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like last couple mattresses I bought online.
Yeah. Well, they own, that's the thing. One of their subsidiaries is 1-800 Mattress. So that was debunked. Okay. So they just like, they have Sleepy's. They have a couple of the other ones. They're pretty much like cornered. They are mattresses.
Yeah. Yeah. Right now they are mattresses, but I mean, so the theory is like, there's so many of them and they're always empty. Like, how do they make money?
Yeah.
So it's just the idea behind is that they're just laundering money for a bigger.
What's the shelf life for a mattress? 12 years, I think I saw.
Yeah, they say about like 10 years, and you should get a new one.
So like, I mean, it's what is it, like a car dealership? I guess maybe that's how they make their money. Like, but I don't know.
Even cars, people get more often than mattresses.
They can't lease a mattress.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's a business idea I had. I don't want to say
leasing mattresses. What are you going to do? Sell used beds?
Well, I mean, you charge less for the used ones, but
I wouldn't buy a used bed. That would be gross.
I mean, you like fumigate it. You clean. All right. I don't want to get into this right now. We're talking about the Stay Woke. Okay. We're not breaking down my business model.
It's terrible.
It's going to be millions one day. Where was I? All right, mattresses. Okay, so yeah, that's the theory that it's a money laundering operation, and I was so about this theory, and I went into it, and I was just like, I want it to be true,
yeah.
And there just wasn't enough information on it.
They just sell mattresses. They do a good job of it.
And so I did a little bit of research, and apparently mattresses have a very high profit margin, so they don't have to sell a lot to keep these stores open.
Yeah.
And this kind of has to go into what you were talking about before about how they bought Sleepy's and they bought all these other mattress companies.
Mm-hmm.
All the other stores they bought, they turned them into mattress firms. And in a lot of cases, what I found was that the mattress, like the other stores they bought, they had leases for like another couple of years that they couldn't get out of. So that's why there's all these extra stores around. At some point, they're going to start closing some of them down.
Yeah.
It's just that like they have to keep them open for now. Yeah. So I don't know. I know I'm supposed to kind of present the case to you.
No, it's fine because I think everybody has eyes on this one. Like most of the time we do this, you're bringing up conspiracies that nobody knows about. And like we would look into it, but this one has been a really hot button conspiracy. And like we were like rabbit hole, full city like the other day.
Yeah.
And I mean, I didn't get that deep. So I don't want to say pleased to hear that it's not, but remember the old Sleepy's commercials?
Vaguely.
I was a big Sleepy's commercial guy. I never went to Sleepy's, but they're like, with Sleepy. Well, you know what? We have a commercial break coming up.
Yeah.
We'll just make it. We'll make it into the Sleepy's commercial.
We'll put it in. Yep. But yeah, I mean, it was also another interesting thing I saw.
What's that?
I don't know. I just blanked.
Yeah, so I literally watched you forget it. I tried to catch it.
Yeah, it was out there. You're grabbing for it. Fuck. All right. Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't know if you got anything else on it.
No. Yeah, I mean, I bought it. Like, I bought into like once they go mainstream. Oh, you found it?
I got it. I remember it. I mean, this kind of. So I mean, because it started. The first place it came up was on Reddit. Yeah, it was a big Reddit thread, and it just was randomly deleted. Nobody knows why. There's no reasoning behind it. It didn't violate any
it's slander
guidelines. Well, no.
I'm sitting here on my couch, like looking at Mattress Firm, just like a good family business that just does well, and people are just calling it a money laundering business, and all these people are buying it. I'd want it deleted too.
Yeah, I mean, another thing that kind of leads some credence to it was bought by a South African company, like furniture company, that they've been going through legal troubles of their own. The CEOs had to step down, and apparently they've been called the Enron of South Africa. This company, it's like a big company that has, I don't know what they've done exactly, but so that kind of leads to something to fear, like maybe they're using Mattress Firm to do something with money. And yeah, if you think about all these mattress stores, like all over the country, like 3,500 stores in 50 states. Like if there was some kind of drug operation, they could easily, hide it in the mattresses. They could ship them across the country. They could ship money through the mattresses. So like that part kind of makes.
What if somebody comes in and is like, I want this mattress right here, and there's it's filled with cocaine ready to go, and there's you can't have that one. I want that mattress, damn it.
They would take it out before they put it on the showroom floor. I mean,
yeah.
Like it's just, I'm saying like they could use it as a cover up to transport stuff.
Yeah. It's, I don't know. I think we should be pro Mattress Life guys. I think we should just be like, you know what? They're a good American business selling mattresses, keeping the books clean, and it's a fun little conspiracy to poke at, but you know what? No, it's a couple guys selling mattresses.
I mean, I got to tell you though, when I was selling makeup, those guys that worked in the mattress stores were probably the only people that were more miserable than I was.
Oh, they never see any customers.
Yeah, like every time you'd walk in, they'd be so excited that someone finally came in, and once they realized you were trying to sell them something.
Hello, sir. How can I help you today? Mattresses, I assume.
They would be very upset, and also because like they're salesmen too, so like none of your tricks could really work on them. They could kind of like tell what you were doing, so it's just like right through you. It seems like we're not gonna sell each other unless I buy a mattress. I don't think he's buying anything, and I don't plan on buying a mattress. So
no, not at all. But as of now, it is Hoopla Mattress Firm. You're good to go. Keep selling some shit. Sell your mattresses. All right. I might go to Mattress Firm, walk around. I have a good mattress upstairs though, so I'm not gonna buy anything, but I might walk around. I'd stoop around a little bit. All right. Let's hit a quick commercial break, and we'll come back with our classic 4-pack with the Talking Flicks Hybrid.
Real quick.
What's up?
I had an idea during the Tones Bones, and I just don't want to forget it. What if instead of for you, Tones Bones, it's Tom's Qualms?
Tom's Qualms?
You got a qualm with something. Isn't that like an equivalent to like a bone? Tom's Qualms?
Probably.
I don't know. Well, I'll write it down.
Definition, Tom's Qualms. All right, yeah. That's a good one.
Maybe that could be another segment if it means something else.
Yeah, I already have a sound clip for it. Them bones from Alice in Chains. Everybody's requesting that. Well, Dante was in the beginning. Okay. Big old pile of bones. Okay. No, we'll actually come up with something with qualms. All right, we're back. Thank you, Kane, and thank you, guy who says the Talking Flicks thing. So we have our movie reviews. So I had to watch Snatch, and Tones had to watch The Road Warrior, Mad Max. So I watched Snatch last night. So it's pretty good. Okay, it's got Brad Pitt. It's got what's his name? Jason Statham. Yep. It's a good movie. So basically, to sum it up, I guess Jason Statham is a boxing promoter or trainer,
manager.
Yeah. In the underground bare knuckle fighting, though, the real shit, where you pretty much fight to the death. right? I mean, I
Yeah.
don't think many people live out of like, you know,
I don't think it's like a death fight, but it's like there aren't many rules. Like you
just
can
say
take
it's the same like kind of like you can get knocked out, but like most of the knockouts kill people.
vicious.
Yeah. So and then Brad Pitt's this guy he speaks you know with this accent where you watch it you have to have the closed captioning on.
Oh,
He
you
lives
need it.
in he's a pikey, I guess is what
Yeah, they're gypsies. They live in caravans. They have like their RVs. They just kind of pick
it
up.
means he's trailer trash. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He's European trailer trash.
Yep. So like they end up having to go buy a caravan from like the trailer trash, and then they fight for it, and turns out Brad Pitt has one hell of a right hook, and then they get him in because he kills Jason Statham's main fighter for the mob boss, who's a total prick. The old guy, the main mob boss. I hate this guy.
Was it Flat Top his name or Brick Top?
Yeah, the whole movie, I was sitting here, I was just like, you know what? I would kill this guy and I would just accept torture at this point. I would accept like you can kill me right in the spot. I want to see this guy fucking drown in his own blood right now. It was one of the most satisfying bad guy deaths in any. Sorry, spoiler alerts for everybody. Bad guy deaths in any movie. In any movie, but anyway, it was good. It had a lot of humor to it. I thought Benicio del Toro was like in the movie. He like. It was. I found that hilarious how he like died 15 minutes in.
Yeah, he wasn't a big part.
In like a really hilarious way that he dies too.
I think. I mean, the director Guy Ritchie. This was one of his like first movies, so I guess maybe like they didn't have enough funding where he could get him like a big name actor like that full time in there.
Thing. Yeah.
Like even though Brad Pitt was in there, that was still like very early Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
You know, he was young in that. So and
it was pre-Fight Club, Brad Pitt, for sure.
Yeah, and that was one of Statham's first movies too. So it was like, but
it was very good. A lot of great plots, like separate plots, all intertwining into one plot. But yeah, it was good. I give it 6.9 sticks of dynamite. It was solid. It was good. It was you know, it was no Lobster, but you know, I laughed. I had a good time. I had a good time watching it. And you know, yeah, 6.9. 6.9 sticks.
Okay, cool. So I was watching The Road Warrior, Mad Max. Now I'd seen the original. I didn't remember the original really at all, and I've seen the new one, Fury Road. This one, it just seemed a little dated. You know, a lot of dated. There was a lot of leather too, an excessive amount of leather.
Yep.
Like there was the one guy with the red mohawk, just wearing the assless chaps.
Yeah,
blasting them cheeks everywhere he went.
Well, they got to avoid road rash.
I guess so.
Everything makes sense in the plot. Like that's the thing about Mad Max stories, and like you have to like understand the post-apocalypse. Well, like they're crazy people. It's like way after like the apocalypse happens, and this is what the survivors look like.
Yeah, no, I get that, and I don't know. I just thought like the villain, like the main villain, like was just like not intimidating at all. Humongous was the guy's name.
Yeah, Humongous.
Stupid name to begin with.
That's why it's great.
But he just wore like a gimp outfit and a Jason hockey mask, and he wasn't even that big of a guy. Like he was big. Like don't get me wrong, but like if your name is Humongous, I'm expecting this guy to be set like the Mountain from Game of Thrones. This guy was just like an average guy you'd see at the gym.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was good. It was entertaining. And one thing I will say, I'll give them credit for is I love like the choreographed driving scenes where they're all like driving in formation. Because like in the new one, you can tell that was like CGI, but this you can tell.
No, there was no CGI in the new one.
Really?
Not a single bit of it.
Maybe not with the cars driving around, but there was CGI. I mean, there was.
Look into it. I think there was less than like 5% of the movie was in CGI. It's really? Like that's George Martin, I think that's his name. He's the director of all the Mad Max movies. He like fuck shit up in the desert that he just filmed that the most recent one in. But like, everything is complete. The car chases, the stunts, they're all like the guy who plays guitar with the fire, that's all real. Like
shit.
Yeah. But
yeah, you froze for a second, but I'll take your word for it.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, no, I mean it was okay. I'm probably not going to watch it again, to be honest.
All right. I might have to change my new movie assignment to Road Warrior again.
Just keep rewatching it till I like it. But I'll give it a 6.5 sticks of dynamite.
All right, that's pretty solid.
It was a good movie. It was just kind of dated.
I will say, even though they're dated, they really know how to make people die in those movies with like no graphics. Like when people get run over in those movies, they like literally just use like perfectly looking dummies that get like blasted apart and stuff.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. I found all that stuff. It's like hilarious and like really you have to watch like I don't know. It's a really fucking weird plot.
It was kind of funny how like like someone would like be getting run over, but it'd be like a sped up kind of weird like Benny Hill almost camera shot where it's just like kind of speeds up.
But maybe have the car that goes. The car just goes like boom boom, and then you just see the body flying everywhere in the back.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, 6.5.
5. All right. So that moves us to our new movie assignments. So what do I have to watch, Tones?
I was gonna give you Guy Ritchie's next movie, but I'm gonna save that for a later date. It's basically the same movie, like very similar cast, but I'm gonna.
You give me a lot of Hitman movies.
Yeah, I like death, destruction.
you like professional killers.
No, it's fascinating stuff. I don't know, but I'm gonna give you. I actually watched this today. Evil Dead.
Evil Dead. This sounds familiar.
I
definitely haven't seen it. But.
It's a cult classic horror movie. Bruce Campbell plays this guy Ash. He's like the main character. This is the original, and it was
how old is it?
Like 1980.
Perfect.
And actually, fun fact, it was released in England first before they okayed it over here, and it actually did better than The Shining at the box office.
Whoa.
So,
wow.
I know you don't like
it's better than The Shining.
No, I don't. I mean, I'm not going to go ahead and say all that.
That must have been a horrifying week of movies for people who are going to the theater.
You can't escape it.
Let's go see Evil Dead this week and then The Shining next week. All right, cool. So Evil Dead. So I found out a few movies that you haven't seen when I saw you last weekend. Okay. I made a whole list of them. Well, it was only a couple movies, but I'm going to start with Misery. You have to watch Misery with Kathy Bates.
Okay. I've seen that. I haven't seen it in years. I only saw it once, but I'll watch it again. I'll give it another go.
You remember like a little bit about what it's?
I remember what it's about. I mean, he's the author that he drives off the road and she finds him and she tries to like nurse him back to health, but she tries to keep him around.
You pretty much know. All right, so I'll change it up.
Okay.
Another movie you totally didn't see was A Few Good Men.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Right, so you got to watch A Few Good Men.
Okay.
I haven't seen that in a while, but like I've seen it like 25 times. So that movie is just gold.
Yeah.
It's a good it's solving a case. You know, like I think you'd like it. It's like the eyes of a lawyer trying to find just trying to win the case.
Yeah, I know it's got a star-studded cast. You got Nicholson, you got Tom Cruise in it.
Cruise, you got what's her name? G.I. Jane. That's who's G.I. Jane? What's her name? I'm having a brain fart.
I don't know.
Demi Moore.
Okay, Demi Moore. Is Cuba Gooding Jr. in that, or is that a different movie? He is.
No, that's Men of Honor.
Okay. I was thinking
with Robert De Niro when he wants to be the
right.
guy with
Right. Okay. Just so you know,
Kevin Bacon's in it though.
Oh, I met Kevin Bacon once. I think we talked about that.
Yeah. Oh man, we're part of the thing now. The five circles of Kevin Bacon or whatever. The 5 degrees of Kevin Bacon. My brother met him too.
It was what's it called? In high school, they had us doing this like community service shit. And we went to a food bank in the Bronx, and he just showed up with his wife.
Was he doing shopping there?
No, he was like he like loaded up a couple bags with like food, took some pictures with us, and just left. He was there for like 15 minutes.
Did he take them home with him, or was he dropping off?
No, he was like, because we were assembling like we're putting different products into things to send to different people, like putting together like goodie bags kind of thing. And he showed up, took some pictures, made a couple goodie bags, and just left. And we were there for like 5 hours, and he just like was there for like 10 minutes.
Imagine being like a desperate poor person and like the soup bank shows up to your house and they're just like, soup again? I'm sick of it. I get that I'm poor, but can't you change it up a little bit? Like, unbelievable.
I know.
Yeah, keep bringing me Mama McNabb's Chunky Campbell's. Like, they're probably just like, could you get progressive for Christ's sakes? Is that hard?
Yeah. But yeah, just so you know, that movie, Evil Dead, I found an app. I don't know. Do you have Amazon Fire Stick?
No.
Okay, because I found it through there, but it's called Tubi, Tubi. It's like, I don't know, it's like a streaming service, but it's free. They've got like most of the movies and TV shows aren't like anything you've ever heard of, really, but they have that movie on there. So I don't know, like I didn't even have to make an account. I just downloaded it and just watched it.
I'll just buy it. It's fine. I'll rent
okay.
it.
All
It's
right.
all good. All right, so that moves us to our third part here of the 4-pack hybrid talk and flicks. So Tones, what's the best song that was written specifically for a movie of all time?
I'm gonna have to go with. This is like actually like probably my favorite song of all time, regardless. Is "Lose Yourself." Eminem.
Oh, for 8 Mile.
Yep. Yeah. I don't think it was actually in the. Well, it's briefly in the movie. He's like, there's one scene where he's sitting there and he's like kind of writing that song, but he's like, he doesn't like write it completely, but he has like some lyric. Like you hear him going through the process in his head. But yeah, I mean that's one of my favorite songs of all time. I've always said
You
like
just said it was your favorite song. You just said it was number one.
yeah, I said it's probably like number one. Like I'm really bad at like making decisions. Like I go to a restaurant, I look at a menu, I could look at it for an hour and change my mind 60 times. But like so that
makes this opposite. I have my list ready to go. When I go to a restaurant, I look for the steak, and if they have a steak, then I get it.
yeah, no, I'm all over the place. I'm really indecisive. So that's why like for me to say it's probably my number one means it's like my number one.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. That's mine. What do you got?
That's a solid one. I have.
Yeah.
I mean, I have the no brainer. I mean, the answer is "I Don't Want to Miss a Thing" by Aerosmith for Armageddon.
That's a good one too.
It is the best song specifically made for a movie. I mean, I was tied up between "You'll Be in My Heart" by Phil Collins for Tarzan, but I've never seen Tarzan.
You never seen Tarzan?
No, I just know the song.
I'm not going to give it to you because I don't really care that much about it. But like,
please don't make me watch Tarzan, that fucking Disney cartoon.
I might have to now.
I'll fucking electrocute myself instead. I swear to God.
All right, can we do that as an option if we don't want to watch a certain movie? You just get electrocuted instead?
Yeah, but you have to get the right ones. You have to get the fucking CVS muscle stimulators, or else you have to eat a fucking hot tamale or something.
No, that's fine. No, I was just curious. I didn't know
the entire show, like while your fucking throat is burning from a ghost pepper.
Oh, so you do it in the beginning of the show?
If that will be the rule. If you don't want, if you're like that defiant of the movie and like you get to spin the wheel and you happen to get like the hot pepper, then yes, you have to do it in the beginning. And if you get the electrocution, you have to do it throughout the entire show.
That's fair.
It's aggressive. But we'll talk about that behind the scenes.
I just didn't know that was an option. I thought we had to watch.
We'll just make it a Saturday show. You only do segments while you're getting electrocuted.
Okay. All right.
But the other ones you probably can't do throughout the entire show because you won't be able to speak.
Yeah, it was like
because your mouth is stuffed with things. But anyway, so yeah, the answer is I don't want to miss a thing by Aerosmith. I mean, come on. Mm-hmm. I love how like that was a Michael Bay movie before anybody knew that Michael Bay was like just like the worst director. Like he just takes like a really serious plot and just blows everything up,
blows it all up.
No real like plot, but like Armageddon was his Shawshank,
his magnum opus.
His magnum opus, exactly. Yeah. And it was just brilliant. And he just, I mean, like they had that song from Aerosmith, but like the entire soundtrack on top of it was Aerosmith. Like it was all Aerosmith songs the entire way through.
That's funny. Yeah, I never understood that movie. Why they would like instead of like they trained like miners to become astronauts instead of training astronauts how to use mining equipment. Like I feel like that would be a lot easier to do. I'd
rather we get astronauts and they like pilots for an airplane. You get the miners there because
that works too. I mean, I don't know why like Bruce Willis is learning how to become an astronaut when he's just an old miner.
There were definitely better ways to do that in Armageddon. Yeah. Like I don't know about the drilling thing. Like there had to have been like, I mean like get like all of Iraq and Syria and like fly all those guys out there and they could blow themselves up.
Over the line.
Fuck.
Over the line. Come on
now. I knew it was, but I couldn't help myself. It wasn't even that funny. Oh man. I mean, like I'm just trying to think of like how we would do it. I mean, like we don't have laser beams yet, do we?
I don't think so. Why don't you just launch a bunch of nukes at it? We have enough nukes.
Yeah. I mean, that's like you don't want to mess that up though. Like one like accidentally like hits something and falls right back down. You accidentally nuke yourself. We'd have to draft like a team of like 500,000 people who are brave and just like get them all out to space, all of our resources. By the way, where's like China and Russia during Armageddon? Yeah, I know like seriously. They have one guy from Russia in the space station, but they're just like, hey, America, like you take care of this for everybody. Are you kidding me? We should have all hands on deck.
We got it. Don't worry.
Yeah. Get everybody involved.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is a global problem. This isn't an America
The
problem.
world's ending in like 2 days. You're just gonna
Yeah.
like, yeah, America, get up there. You do your thing. All right. So we got to move on from that. So, oh, fucking stop texting me, Jesus Christ. All right. So, question 4 out of 5, because the first one doesn't count. It's just movie reviews. So, what or have you ever read a book that's also a movie? And which did you think was better?
Yeah, I don't read many books, but
Neither do I. I don't want to come off like a guy who reads books.
Right. No, wouldn't want that. But one of the ones I have read, Lord of the Rings. I read it when I was younger, when the movies first came out.
Mm-hmm.
And the movies are, I mean, maybe if I went back and read them now, it'd be a different answer, but it's infinitely better, the movies.
Yeah.
The books are just so long and there's so much like lore and backstory.
Unnecessary detail.
Yeah, just like you're talking about like Aragorn's father and his grandfather and like Gimli's family tree. Like, I don't give a fuck about this. Like, I want them to fight orcs and ogres and shit and Uruk-hai. Like, fucking, I don't know. It was just too much. It was, and there was 3 books. Each of them were like 500 pages.
It's just too much. It's just way too many pages per book.
Yeah. Which is funny because I've actually read the Game of Thrones books too, and I do like those a lot. I still like the show better.
I have, fun fact, I've never watched a single episode of the show, and I read the first couple books.
Really?
Yeah. And like, I mean, I thought like I was trying to make guesses. Like there was one point where I was at the same pace as the people watching the show. Yeah. And like, but I knew way more. But like, I mean, like the first few books, like they'll lead you on for 400 pages and then just kill everybody. And you're just like, what was the point?
Show you that no one's safe.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but like that long, like you had to drag that on for forever. And like, I mean,
I get that.
Like people don't realize Jon Stark was like fucking, he was the guy forever. And
Rob, you mean?
Rob, yeah.
Rob Stark. Well, like, in the books, they don't even give him his own chapter. So he's not like a big thing in the book. The show built him up as like more of a main character than he was in the books. In the books, you only heard about him through his mom or his siblings. Like he didn't like.
Yeah. Because I watched the first episode, not the second, the one where the kid falls out of the whatever.
Yeah, that's the first one.
They made him look like he was the king of. I was like, who the fuck is this guy? But all right, so I have Of Mice and Men. So classic story about Of Mice and Men. So we had to read it for school in high school, and it was a thin book. So I was just like, I'm just gonna read that the night before the test.
Of course,
Yeah.
So
I'm sitting there every time before I do my homework. I watch Sports Center from 4 to 6, and then I do my homework. Right. So I'm sitting there doing my routine. Like, fuck, I can't believe I have to go up there, do homework, and read an entire fucking book tonight. Like, holy shit. Like the test is tomorrow too. So I'm just scrolling through the channels too during a commercial break. And wouldn't you know it, Of Mice and Men is on at 5:00. So I'm like, there's a movie? Holy shit. So I go tell my mom and she's like, all right, like fine. So I watched the movie and my mom, like by the time the movie was over, my mom comes in. I am in tears, Tones. I'm crying my eyes out. I've never seen a more heartbreaking movie in my entire life. I ended up fucking like railing the test. 100%. 100 on the test. Didn't even read it. Didn't read a page of it.
I never read the book. I never watched the movie, so I don't know anything about it.
Oh.
I know it's supposed to be like a great American classic, but
I gotta write that down. That movie is
it's an older movie, right?
Yeah, but it's got Lieutenant Dan from Forrest Gump in it, Gary Sinise, and it's got John Malkovich who plays the retarded guy.
So it's not that old. I thought it was,
the book is fucking old, but it's just a horrible story about like you just like this retarded guy. You just feel so bad for him for like 2.5 hours, and then shit goes down. Without spoiling it,
I think I know what happens. I'm not gonna.
Yeah. Watching that on TV, like I was like, I don't know, 17 years old, and I was like sitting there, like you knew what was happening, even though I didn't read the book. Like you just see it coming for like 45 minutes, and as it like kind of broke down, you're just like, oh god, I can't believe this is gonna happen, and then it happens, and you just die inside. My mom walked in, and her first words were just like, "Hey Tom, I won't tell anybody." It's like thanks, but yeah. So
now you're telling everybody.
Now I'm telling everybody. So yeah. All right, so to wrap up the show, question 5, what do you think the best space movie of all time is?
I mean, I could guess what your answer might be, but
Yeah, it's Armageddon.
yeah. I was gonna go with Star Wars, just all of them. Just
Have I admitted to you that I haven't seen a single Star Wars?
I think you have, and honestly, I would assign them to you, but
Don't make me go through that hell.
I was gonna say, I mean, at this point, like trying to watch the original ones now, I don't think if you've never seen them, I don't think you would enjoy them.
Yeah.
And so, like, it's not even a point because, like, I love them so much because I grew up watching them. I watched them as a kid all the time, and it's like looking back, like the special effects are still pretty good, but it's it's a little dated. So I don't know if it would translate as well today.
Yeah.
So
And
I wouldn't. It wouldn't. So I wouldn't make you because then I know it wouldn't have the same effect.
the
But
thing about my movie taste is like I really just can't like I hate superhero movies. I hate shit like that where like I just cannot envision this being a possible plot and like I just can't buy in,
Yeah.
like
lightsabers and Jedi.
yeah, I'm just like this is fucking stupid. Like all these people who are just like, oh, let's go see the Avengers and stuff, and like I'm just like, I'm not. You'd have to pay me to go see movies like that. I have no interest in seeing any of that shit. Spider-Man I used to see all the time. I'd sit in the theater just like, this is a joke. This is an absolute joke. The guy got bit by a spider. He should be fucking in the hospital. He shouldn't be swinging from New York City with fucking webs. That's not even how spiders operate. Like,
No, it's I don't know. I don't.
Where do you get the karate from? Sure, shit isn't from spiders.
He has
Spiders don't do karate.
Spidey senses. He has very acute senses, and I don't know. I'm not going to justify it. I mean, like, there's nothing wrong with having a little imagination. Like watching, like that's why you go to the movies to get away from the real life, to get away from reality. That's why you watch movies.
I want a little bit of reality in it. I mean, like if it's good, I don't want it to go completely overboard. Like the movies that you've been giving me are perfect. Like it's reality, but it's like something that I'll never say.
Outrageous, yeah.
But like you got Star Wars and you got all this like made up language and stuff, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? This is stupid. Who wrote this? A moron?
See, with that, I look at it more as like it's impressive that like someone came up with all this.
I can come up with something like that. We'll call it fucking, like space peace. Where like they're at war, but everybody makes peace, and it's like it's a movie about the whole process, like the Treaty of Versailles.
It's the political side to it.
Exactly. And then like maybe there's like all of a sudden like another galaxy comes out of nowhere, like Stone Cold, and like I don't know. All right, so that's the show. And also, I just want to say too, Armageddon being the best space movie of all time. You know why? It's because the defensive coordinator from Remember the Titans just crushes his acting role, and Bruce Willis just like killed it.
Yeah,
he really did.
Yeah,
say what you want about Armageddon. Yeah, but Bruce Willis's acting performance, top notch.
Isn't Steve Buscemi in that movie too?
Yeah, he was great. But like Willis, like whenever he spoke, you listen. Like no matter how many times you watch that movie.
No, he was the guy in charge. You listened to him when he talked.
Exactly. All right. So that's the show. You got any post-show thoughts?
No. I guess we'll be back at some point with this Light Switch Lou interview. I don't know if we're doing another one before that. Maybe
we might squeak. We'll probably just have the Saturday show on the Sunday night.
Yeah, that's
because I'm going to be in New Jersey this weekend. So I guess the next time we're talking to you guys is when we're talking to Light Switch Lou. So make sure you tune in for that. Have a great night, and we will talk to you on Sunday night.